Hello students, today we will discuss the limitations of classical definition of probability. Classical definition of probability is the probability of event A is equal to number of elements belongs to event A divided by total number of elements in the sample space omega. In classical definition of probability, it is assumed that the sample space under the study is equiprobable sample space. Equiprobable sample space means each and every outcome of sample space has equal chance of occurrence. Now, there are some limitations of classical definition of probability. First limitation is that it is assumed that the sample space is equiprobable sample space, but this is the not case always. Suppose rainfall in rainy season at 4 p.m. and the chance of rainfall in summer season at 4 p.m. is not same. That is, the probability of rainfall in rainy season at 4 p.m. is not same as that of the probability of rainfall in summer season at 4 p.m. Therefore, in this case, the classical definition fails. We cannot compute the probability of concerned events. The second limitation is sometimes n, the total number of outcomes in the sample space, is infinite. In that case also, this definition fails. For example, the total number of accidents on a highway during a month, then the sample space corresponding to this example is omega is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. This is the sample space, means there may be 0 accidents or 1 accident, 2 accident or 3 accidents. In this case, classical definition fails, means we cannot compute the probability of the concerned events. The third limitation is if the value of n is not known, the total number of outcomes in the sample space is not known. In this case also, the classical definition fails to compute the probability of concerned events. For example, consider the experiment of capturing a fish from a pond. Then the total number of fish in a pond is not known. Therefore, we cannot compute the probability of concerned events. Due to these drawbacks, there is a limited situations for the classical definition of probabilities. To overcome these drawbacks, the Russian mathematician A.N. Kolmogorov in 1933 formulated the axiomatic approach to the modern probability theory. This approach begins with some notations and axioms, and based on these approaches, the further theory of probability is developed based on the logical reasoning. If sample spaces are finite, in that case the axiomatic approach reduces to the probability assignment approach. the probability model or probability assignment approach. Now consider the sample space which contains the outcomes omega 1, omega 2, omega n. This is the finite sample space. Then assign a real number to each outcome of the sample space omega, which is the p of omega I. P of omega I is the real number, such that probability of omega I lies between 0 and 1 for each omega I. Omega I belongs to omega, and total probability is equal to 1, that is summation of probability of omega I is equal to 1. Then the p of omega I is the probability of a outcome omega I. Then a set omega I, p of omega I takes values 1 to n, is called as the probability model or probability assignment approach. Now we see second definition of probability is the probability assignment approach or axiomatic approach to the modern probability. The second definition of probability is axiomatic approach to the modern probability. Consider the experiment corresponding to the Consider the sample space corresponding to the random experiment. Then define event A on the sample space omega. The probability of event A is denoted by P of A, and consider the sample space corresponding to the random experiment. Then define event A on the sample space omega, and probability of event A is denoted by P of A. Then the event A satisfy the following axioms of the probability. Now axiom number 1 is, axiom 1, probability of event A is greater than or equal to 0. Axiom number 2, probability of omega is equal to 1. And axiom number 3 is, probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B. Here the events A and B are mutually exclusive events or disjoint events. Therefore A intersection B is equal to phi. If sample space is countably infinite or continuous, in that case this definition is used. If sample space is finite, then the axiomatic approach cannot be used to compute the probability of an event. Now we see theorems on probability. The first theorem is, see the theorem number 1 is, probability of A dash is equal to 1 minus probability of A. That is, probability of complementary event is equal to the 1 minus probability of that event. Now proof of this is, note that the events A and A dash are mutually exclusive and exhaustive. That is, A intersection A dash equal to phi and A union A dash is equal to omega. Therefore the probability of A union A dash is equal to probability of omega. Now by using axiom number 3 and axiom number 2, we have probability of A plus probability of A dash is equal to 1. This can be written as probability of A dash is equal to 1 minus probability of A. Hence the proof. Now theorem number 2 is, theorem number theorem number 2 is probability of phi is equal to 0. That is, probability of impossible event is equal to 0. Proof of this theorem is, note that phi dash is equal to omega. Therefore, probability of phi dash is equal to probability of omega. Now, by using axiom 2, we have probability of phi dash is equal to 1 minus probability of phi, which is equal to 1. The probability of phi dash is equal to 1 minus probability of phi. By using theorem 1, we have this one. Therefore, probability of phi is equal to 1 minus 1, which is equal to 0. This is the proof of the theorem second. Now we see the theorem number 3. Now see theorem number 3. For any event A of omega, probability of event A is lies between 0 and 1. That is, 0 less than or equal to probability of A less than or equal to 1. Now proof of this theorem is, here probability of event A is greater than or equal to 0. We can write this by axiom number 1. Then, if A dash is a complementary event of A, then probability of A dash is greater than or equal to 0. Again by axiom number 1. Now we know that probability of complementary event is equal to 1 minus probability of that event. Using theorem number 1, we have probability of A dash is equal to 1 minus probability of A, which is greater than or equal to 0. So this can be written as minus probability of A is greater than or equal to minus 1. The 1 is transferred to the right hand side of the inequality. Now we multiply on the both sides of this inequality by minus 1. We get probability of event A is less than or equal to 1. From 1 and 2, we have 0 less than or equal to probability of A less than or equal to 1. Hence, the proof of theorem. Now, next theorem is theorem number 4. If A is subset of B, then probability of event A is less than or equal to probability of event B. Proof of this theorem is, to prove this theorem, we use following Venn diagram. This is the sample space omega. On this sample space, two events are defined, event A and event B. But event A is the subset of event B, and the shaded region is the A dash intersection B, that is, which contains elements of B only but does not elements of A. Now the event B is composed of two disjoint events A and A dash intersection B, therefore B is equal to A union A dash intersection B. Now by using axiom number 3, we have probability of event B is equal to probability of A plus probability of A dash intersection B. Here probability of A dash intersection B is greater than or equal to 0 by axiom 1. We can write this one by using axiom number 1. Hence we have probability of event B is greater than or equal to probability of event A. Hence the proof of the theorem.